A couple questions came in today about using the multiplier equation, talking about the multiplier effect, etc. So I wanted to make a very quick video. Let's go ahead and look at this first question up here. Suppose some booming economies in the BRIC nations cause net exports to rise by 25 billion in the US. If the change in the equilibrium GDP ends up being 250 billion, what was the value of MPC? So again, we want to really look at what's the question asking. And so it's asking what the value of the MPC, right? That's what we're really looking for. The MPC. So MPC is what we are looking for. What do we know? Well, we know that a change in net exports leads to a larger change in equilibrium GDP. So this must be the multiplier. So this large change is the multiplier. And if it goes from 25 to 250, that must mean there was a 10x change or a 10 times change. So the multiplier was 10 times. We can use it as with an equation. I know that any change in GDP divided by that change in any autonomous spending is equal to my multiplier, which would be 250 divided by 25, which again gets me that 10. So I know that my multiplier is equal to 10. I also know my multiplier is equal to 1 over 1 minus MPC. This is going to tell me that MPC must equal to 0.9. Knowing that, we know that the MPS is 0.1, and you can do that just by doing your algebra out and figuring it out. Now, the second question, again, we want to figure out what's the question asking. If a 250 increase in autonomous consumption causes a $1,000 increase in GDP, again, what is the multiplier? So notice this is a bit different the way it's being asked. So what do we know? We know that there's a 250 increase in some part of autonomous spending, which is in this case autonomous consumption, causes or leads to a $1,000 increase in GDP. So again, this action right here is that multiplier effect. If you can't see just from looking at the numbers, we can always use the multiplier equation, which again is how much is my GDP changing given there's some sort of change in autonomous spending. We just need to plug that in. We said there was a $1,000 increase in GDP divided by that $250 increase of consumption. That's going to equal 4. So my multiplier is equal to 4. Notice I don't need to figure out the MPC because the question's not asking about MPC. It's very important on your exam and when you're taking quizzes that you know exactly what's being asked. In this first one, what's the value of MPC? So that means we had to come down here and we had to find the multiplier and then figure out the MPC. Versus here, it's just asking for the multiplier. So we can stop once we calculate the multiplier.